That's one scroller potential. Never made one of those. It'd be interesting to learn the mechanisms behind it. Okay. That could be wetter. And this could be water. But that could be useful. Okay. Oh, I nailed that. As far as keeping it out of the fire goes, yeah. No! There we go. Oh, almost right where I wanted it. That was close. I sure am glad I took the necessary precautions. Or got lucky. That's wood and on fire, as is all of that. Well, we're gonna let him die to fire damage and then do that so we don't replicate his experience. Ooh, and I was right, there was a chest at the bottom of that. What you got for me, Chesty? A lot of gold. That actually does get me to my typical number of gold. That means leave the mines. But given that I'm still untouched, and see, worm pheromone, I can do summon with that. Okay, I gotta scheme. Ooh, that's just swamp. Okay, I'll use those anyways. I got a scheme for those. Nailed it. Oh, darn it. I was trying specifically to avoid that. Okay. Let's see if there's anywhere I want it. Change of plans. We were gonna blow those up wherever I could most use an explosion, but oh, he took that choice out of the equation. Alright, so this will make a bunch of toxic sludge, which will then get purified into water. I'm just hoping the explosion and burning off that peat doesn't boil away too much water. Okay. Speed that reaction along. Can't believe I found as many chests as I have, and yet not a single HP up. Oh, hello. Idiot. Oh, that's a lot of dead guys. But what I'm going to work on even before that is getting that wand out of that guy's hands, preferably by killing him while he's off screen. Some manner in which he doesn't get to fight back. If I had a tablet, I could get him with telekinesis. Oh wait, but aren't they like immune to explosion? Nope. Not even an especially dangerous spell, but enemies with wands is a no. Oh, I fucking nailed that. Okay, well, there's a wand up there. And this guy bleeds acid. Really cannot be coming at him from below. Fear. Oh, that's so much acid. Okay, but that is a lot of... Ooh, and that acid did actually kind of help things along by showing me that drain the dark cave, and if I could come up with a way to make concentrated mana. I really could have sworn there were other ways to make concentrated mana. Alright, so now we want something that I usually avoid, and that's a torch wand. Okay, it was just dynamite. That's a lot of oil. This is a good chance to fill up my water potion, though. And behold, the water cycle. Okay, well this is not working out for me. Wait, is this? Ah. Well, I was hoping to get that one second, but it's a 50-50. I really thought the stone gave you light in the dark cave, but I guess not. I could have gone and gotten some worm blood now that I think about it. Because I do have access to a tablet. I just saw a way to drain the pond, or the tunnel. Went for it. Okay, so things are still awful over here. Good to know. Although... Oh, I was really... Darn. Well, now I'm worm bait. Worm food. Okay, that's gone. Ooh. Okay, that might just be the end of the mine. I think it is, yeah. Ambrosia was on the checklist. Oh, acid. You know what? I can turn its strength against it. tried. As much as I hate to leave a water flask behind, I can do a lot with a tablet. I could cross the lava lake with it. Could also do that with the water, but... Okay. Ooh, always cast add mana. Now this, I'm getting on principle. Always cast add mana has some potential. Alright, homing will suffice for now. Alright, what do we have? Glass can't. No. None of these things, actually. I think we're just gonna... more love. I was considering the reroll. Now I really... Ooh. Now I can make use out of triggers. Oh yeah, you're coming with me, and still got 27 more mana to play with here. That's got us casting 3 spells. And I don't see why they shouldn't all be spitter bolts, honestly. Nice. Now they... Okay. Making them piercing or something would also be handy. Yeah, I'm doing tablet telekinesis. Three fire trailed magic balls. And then normal. Bye bye. Oh my god, that's so silly. Ooh, rock spirit. I think I can do some. Silence, fool. Oh no, what am I gonna... I love this game, man. I think the overall point here is homing is extremely powerful. Considering what a couple of spitter bolts is doing here. There we go. There's a worm. Ooh, a shop. And, ooh. We are not taking the gambling spells, but... Ooh, 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 piercing shot. I was just thinking if I had a way to make something piercing, I've got damage for days. Ooh. I don't even have to do direct hits. See, I didn't think... Oh, just insta-destroyed us. Oh, that's a frog, and... Oh. Sorry, Alchemisti, but I could see that there are already a lot of dangerous fluids around. Oh, 200% toxic sludge. Alright, I think... okay, Polymorpher's dead. I think really the most important part of this whole thing working is the always cast add mana. Okay, I don't know where electricity just came from. Oh. Hey, more ambrosia. Well, that's problematic. Oh, wait a minute, what am I doing? Damn you. Oh, that might be polymorphine. It's not. It's pheromone. Whew. Oh. mastered the stone. Okay, I'm not going to be doing any egg strats. I'm not finding huge. Oh, you know what? Maybe coming through here and using fire trail and explodey things was not the best idea if I wanted to then trip. Okay, I've got almost enough. Alright, so we've turned smoke into concentrated mana. Ooh. Okay. That should also make fire a lot less of a hazard. So I'll go ahead and throw this with all the other stuff. We're getting weird with this playthrough. Oh, I could. Oh my god. Death Cross. Oh. Oh no. Forbidden tech. Ah. Alright, well in this case, let me actually go get the orbs then. I'll go ahead and get this one first. Oh, you know what? I might be able to get into Wand Mart. And since I might be able to get into Wand Mart, that gives me somewhere more important to go. Ooh, Acceleration could be useful. I'd actually kind of like another flask pretty soon. Oh, well that's not... That was loud. one of my biggest tips for new Noita players, and this applies to anybody, but especially if you haven't played a ton of roguelikes before, is find things that are consistent every run. That tablet is always over the mountain, you know, within reason. This is always here if you can get over the tree. Same for the eggs. Learn to take advantage of the things that you know you'll always have access to. What is this noise? I don't have anything in my activity log, nothing in my chat. Anyways, what I was saying is, learn to use the things that you can always have access to. And so for that reason, in this attempt, I'm going to take that kind of approach, you know? Make the most out of what I can. And, you know, I'll probably miss some things. I'm not perfect. Haven't played the game in a while, and, you know, there's still a lot I don't know. But the intent here is to go for at least a 34 orb ending eventually. And so I'm going to take advantage of every exploit I can, like tablet telekinesis, which I can explain, but you have to be on the ground to activate it. I love this game, but I won't pretend it's not a little janky sometimes. Oh, and I just lost my tablet. It's a trap. So one thing about tablet telekinesis, if you're doing that and you, yeah. So it, okay. So we're gonna do that again, but this time I'm gonna not get distracted and lose my tablet. Tap levitating gets you a lot further and a lot higher than just full lev. And there. Okay, I got the orb. Oh no, I still want the other one first, so I can go to Wand Mart. What's this? Chaotic Poly. See, a lot of people will see this chaotic poly bottle I spawned with and think, you know, I should come over here and dump it out. Not so. Well, not necessarily. While having a water flask would be immensely helpful for safety reasons, and I do recommend it every time, especially if you're new. Man. I usually play on controller, but I'm trying to get more used to keyboard. tablet tech is slightly different with the timing and the aiming. Important thing to consider, since this does just let you kick tablets from any range effectively, they always count as trick kills, or not always. They should count as trick kills, meaning you'll usually get double gold from them. See, it got a little bit out of range, and I was worried about it despawning again, so... Woo! Behind you. It spawns a lot of these guys when you go over the tree. So I'm actually going to go ahead. What that does, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, it makes all gold nuggets worth double, which, you know, awesome. But makes it so that every, like, few seconds, a giant section of the area around you turns into cursed rock and does just a ludicrous amount of damage per second. So it's like Midas touch, but you have to keep moving or the very ground you are standing on will kill you. Very quickly, I might add. Oh, darn. Here's something worth showing off, come to think of it. Now, anybody who's not familiar with the game, or even some people who are, might accuse me of exploiting, most especially with things like tablet telekinesis. And while I'll give you, that one's pretty cheap. I could fly to heaven or the actual sun right now. I'm a little bit out of practice, but you know, I have the capability, and so do you. And you know, you might already be better at it than me. It's not really that hard. I'm just kind of bad. But they're left in. The devs know about that. The game is built around finding knowledge, up to and including glitches and exploits. A lot of them become, a lot of things in this game started out as exploits, and then they were really popular, and so when the devs found out about them, they didn't get rid of them. They worked them into the game in a functional way, and I think that's just wonderful design. Especially in a game about finding, you know, forbidden knowledge type things. It's just such a free flavor win. Fun fact, you can do a pretty decent damage per second early game just by carrying around the Paha Silma, the evil eye. And it destroys some, like it does digging and soft stuff. Up to and including, like, the rock in the mines. It's very slow, but you can even dig most of the way through, anywhere up to Hisi base, really, without an issue. With the exception of areas of dense rock or, you know, holy mountain brickwork, etc. See, now I don't even have to use the little rest stop I made to recharge my levitation. Oh, I'm so silly. I'm so sorry, guys. I got caught up showing off the digging and didn't show off the thing that is, in my mind, significantly more powerful. Because it doesn't work necessarily the same as most methods of digging do. It just deletes particles, turns them into smoke. And I think steam sometimes. The upshot is liquids. Liquids. Now, okay, that was water. And an important application of that. Okay, that looked like it might have just been wormed. It can drain this. Now, it is a very slow process, made faster if you wiggle, but you can just AFK it. Set this up, go grab some water. Spoiler alert, this is not the only time this tactic is used. Okay, I have Spark Bolt, that gives me... If we can find a toxic sludge bottle, I'll show off another fun mechanic that a lot of people don't know about. And an easy way to abuse it. Alright, do be careful not to drown in the steam. But... oh, I thought you could read it there. The sacrifice of oneself to the pursuit of knowledge is the highest tribute to the gods. And this one I've been using to kill people. 'Tis true without lying, certain and most true. That which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below, to do the miracles of one only thing. And as all things have been and arose from one by the mediation of one, so all things have their birth from this one thing, by adaptation. Let me get out of Discord so it's not covering the UI there. But yeah, the game really is themed around hermetic alchemy and the pursuit of knowledge and the reasons that drive that. There are a lot of perks and stuff around greed, which, yeah, it's a roguelike and it helps you get money faster, but most of them have a drawback. And the greed ending is one of the endings that kills you, etc. But it turns the whole world to gold. You're just part of the whole world. Alright, so I think once I do this little trick, I'm going to go down into the mines for a bit before heading east. And if you see, all I'm doing to tablet surf, which is what that's called, is just kicking the tablet up while it's floating below me. You can also do it just by dropping a tablet right here and standing for a second and picking it up. But you can only recharge your levitation for a little bit before gravity pulls it from under you and you can't grab it anymore. So the tablet telekinesis is the easier option there. And to set that up, mouse 4, or whatever button you want to activate it, bind that to down, throw, and select item in slot, whatever slot you want to do it with. Only works with 5 through 8, obviously. And now if I have my wand out and I press that, it just swaps to it. But if I'm on the ground and I press that, this is because for some reason, when you press down and throw with a held item on the same frame, it does throw it, but it also stores that you're able to throw it for some reason, as long as you release them. Basically, if you press the throw button for exactly 1 frame while grounded, you telekinesis. That's not exactly right, but it's close enough. And the down can be thought of as canceling that input, so it only fires for 1 tick and doesn't remove the thrown condition from the item. So then you click to throw it, Now, the reason that I get mixed up so much, especially and why I prefer it on controller, is you don't aim from the tablet's point of view. You aim from yours. So see, even though that was to the left of the tablet, it was still sending the tablet to the right. Yeah, let me go get a sludge potion before I do this. Just because I don't want to make this trip twice. And see, the eye, while it's not great for huge mining unless you get an earthstone, which you can use the eye to get, it's very good for soft digging. And, you know, just getting yourself a little landing patch. And you can even do that through at least normal rock. It's not going to be a huge one, but it'll be a pixel or two outcropping for you to stand on. And then you levitate and do it again, you know? For no reason at all, let's speed along global warming. That is actually for no reason, I just felt like it. Okay, so remember, even though I do have those extra max HPs, I didn't get that HP. I just had it added to my maximum, and I have not healed. So aside from the tablet and the eye, I only have the same resources I had when I started the run. I was hoping to keep it pacifist for the double gold and the gold reward at the end, but boat has sailed, so now okay, what's going on over here? And it doesn't do it through fire, so you don't really start, you know, oil fires, for instance. It will kill you with barrels, though, so. Yeah. Now, I don't remember if these bombs can dig dense rock. Blood potion, not useless. In fact, thinking like Senku, I can empty that. Darn, I thought there was a Kuvaskivy there. I can't speak Finnish. That is my best guess. You know what? Not what was supposed to happen, but I'm rolling with it. Same there, especially since I do in fact need Toxic Sludge. Ah, die. Oh, no. No. Wait, I can get rid of the water before that becomes an issue. See? I was worried the water was going to get out and taint my... And you know, now I've made that... Owie. Oh no, and blood floats. Or water floats on blood, I mean. Okay, that is enough for what I want to do. Now, I should warn anyone who might be watching this. What I'm about to do is not necessarily the smartest thing. But it is fun, and it is funny. And now that I have the trickiest to gather component of it, we're going to ignore him. Now that I have the trickiest to gather component of it, I'm going to go for it. And for the record, the next step in this plan is to go and get a health upgrade real quick. Ooh, hello you. I don't like that that splashed directly at me. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And now this is one of the biggest reasons why Spark Bolt, sorry, is my favorite starter attack spell. See that digging action? Very slow, but there on very soft materials. And would you believe it? That's something we can take advantage of. Because it can do something the Pahasilma can't, in fact, do. You see this mushroom here? It dissolves the plant, but or the dirt, but it completely ignores the plant because it's a background prop. Spark Bolt's very tiny digging explosion does not. We're actually going to bring a mushroom with us, but not this one, because we got to cross this pond. Sniped. Fishies. You can remove this from existence if you want. Gives you a nice little workshop area even. Or convert it to concentrated mana, but I mean you could do that with the lake if you want. Let's see, my go-to thing here is there's this mechanic named fungal shifting. I did it a minute ago. Turned all smoke into concentrated mana, if memory serves. But that requires I go to the fungal caverns or the Wand Mart so-called area. Or you could go down there and collect some fungus blood or get the fungus area spawn in the caverns or whatever. Either way, you could have some and bring it up, or bring it somewhere and grow it, or eat it right there, whatever. But if you want large amounts, son of a bitch, okay. you do this. You don't get stuck on the ground. God forbid I try to prove a point. Alright, so we've got toxic sludge. We've got fungus, which, when shot, produces fungus blood. We've got sand. Mixing those three ingredients together creates mystery there it is. Mystery fungus, which turns fungus blood, toxic sludge, or sand that touches it into more mystery fungus. So now the desert's a drug farm, and we can speed that along by stirring it, as you can with most alchemical reactions in the game. Just because if you move the pixels around, they have more interactions with each other. And Spark Bolt is, while not the best, is usable enough. Now you notice, be careful, you can suffocate in this. Let's see what we get here. We can go ahead and cut off this little section. And I would advise getting away from it, because whatever you fungal shift into, a bit will spawn. Oh! Okay, did it spawn lava, or did it turn something into lava? What's this transform shit? Vomit? Okay, so we turned lava into vomit. Gross. But that is a lot less dangerous. There's a 5-minute cooldown on being able to fungal shift, though, so let's go do some more exploring. While our drug farm grows. I'll actually stop as soon as we're out of simulation distance, but importantly, it will get around this, but slowly. You could speed it up by just kicking a couple pixels of it along, which is also a perfectly valid way to stir. Go up to the edge of the sand fungus interface area and just kick it. You can also dig into this with the Paha Silma. My understanding is that if you can fill it with water before the water can evaporate back, it'll open a portal. I've done it once with with making a spell to just instantly create all the water, but I don't remember where it goes. I want to say the lake or the lake house, maybe. I really wish I'd remembered that there was a tablet here. Well, we're just going to bring that all the way back with us so we can sell it. Oh, you know what? It's already gone. It just despawned. Guarantee it. Technically, I could have telekinesis to my tablet and then picked that one up in the slot. It gets weird. Damn, that's rough. Either way. Main thing I came over for, in fact the only reason I came over here for, because I did forget about that tablet, which could also be sold. Once you sell 3, or it might be on the 3rd one even, there is a chance to spawn some really powerful enemies when you sell a tablet at the mountain altar. But there are other things that have reactions to being put there. So, you know, if you find ways to move items around, take them up there. See what they do. You know, and that's items in your inventory or like props even. Especially if you have things that let you manipulate gravity or teleport other entities around, you can have a lot of fun. Let me demonstrate the kick stir. It's not quite as good as Spark Bolt, but you see it? But then Spark Bolt, you can kind of just... It destroys some of your product, though, especially if you're aiming at the surface. If you want to try this, the secret is you have to hit 180 seconds of the tripping status effect to be able to fungal shift, and there is a 5-minute cooldown, which, you know, obviously does not flow while the game is paused. There are ways to have some control over it, even. But we'll get to that. Now, if I had found a method of teleportation or something, we would be trying to fungal shift to get rid of polymorphines. Now there's an idea. Oh, that's what was beeping. Now I just want to hammer in this point that this is me being way safer than you ever need to be. He says, with 26 HP. And about to engage in a high-risk activity. Yeah, you just kind of kick it up under yourself, or throw, or however you want to think about it. And make yourself a little landing platform. And then you're very careful with that, and you definitely don't open both of the eggs. Because that would be a dummy brain thing to do, and I don't have donkey brains. Now the important thing is this here fluid that we just got. This worm blood. We're gonna do a lot of things with it, but we got to be careful to not get wormed in the process. And see, that's what a worming looks like. Luckily, these well, depends on how you define luckily. These were both small ones, and so very non-threatening as long as they don't surprise you. But you don't get a ton of blood, you know? How close? How far did we get? 38%. That is begrudgingly enough to do the thing I want to do. Now what's worth checking here, there were those worm tunnels, which I'm sure were noticed. And it seems like the worm got into it with the acid guys. I'm gonna see if worm corpse is present. No, it's looking like no. Because if that could be found, it could be a great source of worm blood, potentially. But no. No dice on that one. There's also the potential of coming into the dark cave from the left, but... But yeah, sorry for the slow start here. This one is just me, like, being scummy levels of over preparing. This is Batman's prep time. We are almost ready for another step in progression, though. And I know things look rough with the 26 HP, but we are about to get a massive increase in power. I gotta be careful not to pick up too much vomit. If it becomes primarily a vomit potion, weird things are gonna happen. Start my little 5-minute timer. But I needed to keep it mostly worm blood, which luckily I think we've just turned vomit into worm blood. No, because there was still vomit in the flask. So something else transformed into worm blood. I mean, I'll know what it is when worms bleed. Well, no, because that would give me information the other way. I mean, I guess I just gotta look for worm blood to show up somewhere it shouldn't. Unless it's worm blood. Well, no, because if it transmutes some things in groups. If it hit worm blood, it would have also hit freezing liquid. So when I get to the 3rd biome, if not sooner, I'll know. Because if freezing liquid is replaced by worm blood, if there's a pool of worm blood when I blow up a propane tank, I suppose, we'll know what happened. That's uncharted territory. We're not doing that at this health. We'll do that when we have the health. Ooh, was that unstable? Levitatium. Ooh, I could maybe find some use for that. No. Thank goodness for that little bit of blood. There is one downside. Dangers like fire and toxic sludge, those two in particular, not all of them, but those two and some more, are percentage of max HP based. Meaning, oh shit. Okay, I'm about to use tablet tech. But they're based off the percentage of your max HP. So, picking up more max HP upgrades without actually healing the HP, whoo, that would have one-shot me. It makes you die faster, was my point. To fire and toxic sludge. I mean, either of those right now to me would be just insanely lethal. To the point I really don't want to use explosives in the fashion that I'm about to use explosives. But I'm gonna do it. Okay, that's a start. Let's try that. Okay. Let's see if we can get that just... There we go. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get this stuff drained. And in the process, it's finding a lot of gold for me. And you know, free gold is free gold. Oh, and see, there's that baby worm from earlier. Remember how I said only really threatening if they surprise you? That one surprised me. And I am very close to death. And I don't like that it's off screen because they can come flying out of nowhere, as you just saw. Whoop. The Paja Silma also works slightly as a fire extinguisher, in that it doesn't destroy fire particles themselves, to my knowledge, but it does destroy the thing, or it can destroy their thing they're actually burning on. Okay, he's dead. Alright, again, try and get some of this without picking up the water that is also present. Okay, so there is a little water in it now. So again, this doesn't get stuff dissolved quite as quickly as we had with the Firestone, obviously. But it does dissolve some of the water pretty well. Like I said, the tree is not the only place that this technique is employed. We'll go ahead and... Oh no! You needn't do all that. I sure am glad we're in the biome that just ruins those guys. By, like, massively slowing their projectiles. Okay, that's a health restore. So, anyways, worm blood lets you see in the dark. It's very helpful for this cave. Alright, so now we have 175 max HP. And now the aforementioned restore. Ooh, that is a lot of water. Drowning damage is also percent based, meaning if I drown for even a tick, I will most certainly die. It's the problems with having a decently high max HP, but with just no current HP to speak of, really. But that's all. And see, those guys can sometimes be in here, which is very dangerous, especially if there's multiple. Luckily, we just had the little acid spitter. Okay. There is one other thing I could have done there, but... Ooh, you know what? I could do that with Chaotic Poly. Oh, is that ambrosia? Flamaxium. Alright, that worm vision filter will be going away in just a second. If it wasn't clear earlier, the method by which you can sometimes exert control over... Interesting. Fungal shifts is by holding a flask or pouch of the item you wish to involve. Now the downside is, if memory serves, it has a 33% chance to work. And if it works, it's a 50-50, whether the item is what gets transmuted or what the other thing gets, random thing gets transmuted to. So let's for right now just pretend that we already know what that last fungal shift did, and it was worm blood. Or, you know, that it turned worm blood into worm blood, or what have you. And turned freezing liquid into worm blood. Again, 2 of those are safe, 3's risking it. Or maybe 3's safe. I really don't remember, and I'm not going to go for it. I just, free money. But, so the important thing is, you know, if you're not careful, and you really can't be careful, it's kind of gambling, you might roll a transmutation that makes it so all of the water in your world is replaced with acid. That would suck. A really funny one is smoke getting replaced with fire. Because fire makes smoke, so now fire makes fire, which makes more fire, which makes more fire, and yeah, it grows exponentially and just consumes the entire world. Replacing flammable gas with acid does the same thing, but funnier. And you can't become acid immune other than like stainless armor stacking. You can become fire immune, and then doing the fire one's kind of funny. That's a lot of vomit. Mina, are you okay? Alright, let's get to eating. Okay, I turned worm blood into pea soup. Fair enough. Alright, no harm done though, as I've already gotten the, it just makes you move slow. That slimy will go away in a second. If I had some plasma spells, I'd actually go after the pyramid boss right now. But believe it or not, that's not why I'm over here. You could also grab the Earthstone for free infinite digging with my Pahasilma, but I'm not doing that one either. No, I'm going to the Wand Mart, actually. Critical in this is that I have for 6 bombs and 7 magic missiles, and the eye, which is great for digging the sand and slowly digging sandstone even. But it works a lot. It can also get us into the pyramid here, through those doors. But there are some dangerous things in there I'd rather just not mess with for right now. I'm here to grab this tablet. Oh, son of a bitch, I forgot I despawned it. Okay, I've got space for an extra flask or something, which is good because Wand Mart also frequently has good items. And see, that's just one of the things I don't want to see. And so that's why we're not in there. I like just serrating the desert. Oh! No. How rude. I could only survive 11 more of those attacks before the 12th one killed me. Provided he doesn't hit me with all the pellets. We're going to ignore that because I'm not doing the essences this run. Unless I have to for orbs. Oh, come on. I've done the Sun Quest. Why can't I balance it? Unfair. Oh, shoot. This doesn't... Oh, I'm going to have to finally give in and update the cloud with my Steam Deck save. So that I can have my crown. We're just going straight through the watchtower and out the other side. Free diamond, though. If you ever need it for anything. Alright, this is a good lead. So, to the right of the pyramid is my best way of putting it. And this might not even be the actual best way to do it. There might be a better route on this map right now. But what I'm not going to do is take the time to find out. Because there are... Okay. So yeah, this is how you know we're in the right spot. Acid mushrooms. You thought the blue exploding mushrooms were bad? These ones leave pools of acid. And the terrain in this area happens to be resistant to acid. So you wind up with just pools of the stuff laying around. Now, why am I here? The question that's been on everyone's mind since literally forever. Okay, well that's... why is he here? It would be the better question, I suppose. Ooh, hello. No. Okay. And see, that's why you don't get too bogged down in a run. This one I'll go for the orbs later when I have a means of moving around. And rather than being so... cautious... Woo! I accidentally swapped once. I will be a little more open to risks. Shoot. Like that. Ooh! Goodness. Ooh, badness. Sweet. Oh, that's polymorphine. Now it's an opened polymorphine. Rock. Maybe this is the playthrough where I show off the mighty powers of my boy Rocky. Hello, Hemis. Hemis. Oh. Okay, so blood just doesn't affect him. Good to know. How does he feel about slime? Do we know? Does he care? I'm thinking no. Ah! Son of a bitch. Ooh. I'm out. Audi like a sports car. Alright, what do we have? Disc projectile. Torch has potential. Electric torch has potential for me to kill myself, which is always fun. Disc projectile has the same. Chain lightning. I mean... Ah! Goodness, I almost wish I could piss Steve off. That's right, this run actually made it to the coal pits, fellas. Ooh, burning trail. No. But it's got the makings of a yes. Bro, die. It's allowed. Encouraged, even. Oh. Ooh. That's the Gatamatic 9000, what? Oh. Does this wand have random spread on it? Good lord. Oh, yeah, 3 degrees of it. Ooh, dodged. mage, actually. I'm telling you, gang, that's the schmoove. Wait. Oh. I cannot, unfortunately, dig with this new one very effectively. But Magic Missile only has 5 uses left. I'll just remember that the rock is here. So. Oh, no. That does have friendly fire, so I need to be so careful. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, I don't want to be covered in toxic sludge. New wand? No, that is a suicide wand, friend. I kind of want all of these spells, though. It's the thing. I wish I didn't need to do that, but... oh, that's... I mean, even on a shuffler, that's a freebie. Oh, it's kind of awful on everything, but mana charge speed, actually. And capacity, which has its uses. What explosion spell is that? Explosion of Brimstone. I can never pull the trigger on this one. Not even once. I'm gonna grab a couple of these and one of those, and then I am going to. Oh. Oh, and this is a non-shuffle. What a recharge time is 3 seconds. 2 spells per cast, though. Nothing I can do with that right now, though. Ooh, a normal double cast and a firebolt with trigger, but that's limited uses, I believe. Oof. Oh, I have perk lottery though, so there's a chance. Screw it. Okay. I don't like bombs material. It's free. That does mean... Can I do that with Firebolt? Or Magic Missile? No, it's specifically bomb-like spells. Okay. Well, I'm broke, so... Whew. Owie. I didn't want him to do that. But I also kind of want some of these spells. I could have used the statue near him, but this one's more consistent, especially since I'm now going to be fighting him at the beginning of every dungeon, mountain. Tablet telekinesis is also a very effective way of handling Steve problems. I might have screwed up, gang. Whew. Those homing shots be homing. I'm amazed he's still alive. And I'll say it again. I'm amazed he's still alive. Because he... But no. Oh. Okay, so that's fast. What if I... This particular starter combo is the hardest one to get on top of the mountain with. I honestly... sometimes I'll just reset if I get Spitter Bolt and Bomb. Yeah, kicking bombs around is still completely pacifist. Of course, it's flammable. I meant the acceleration, not the bomb. Whee! Oh, that was almost really funny. Ooh, no! Ooh, blood. What else? Amazing. One of the fire mage enemies fell into that water. Oh, that is so goated. Not as goated as this, though. It occurs to me I'm still pacifist. Ooh, no. Amis. No. Ow. Alright. I've got the bad vibes handled. Alright, I'm gonna try another pacifist thing, actually. Ooh. Especially now that I've noticed I have unstable crystal. Any enemies killed with that count as trick kills and pacifist. That might not have counted as pacifist. But they very frequently do. And you get a lot of incidental kills like that. And yeah, those were definitely doubled. Ooh, it'd be interesting if I could get like trick blood money or something. Oh. Well, that hurt a lot. Oh. Alright, I am inevitably gonna accidentally kill myself with this. I don't know what set that off. I mean, it's like convenient that it did. But the spell is so confusing to me. I think I can set off the motion sensor portions of it. But only sometimes. Heal. Goaded. 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 Acid cloud. Acid cloud. Okay, I did manage to keep pacifism. Oh, goaded. Be real? Real. Gold. Had I noticed that was there, I probably would have done that before picking up those nuggets, but that's okay. I have a couple methods of escaping the Holy Mountain, actually. So every point, so that's 4 times a second casting luminous drill. Okay, that's usable digging. Damn it, Steve. He can't keep getting away with this! The homing giant firebolt is quite unfair, Steve. There it is. And since I have greed, that gave me a ludicrous amount of gold. Awesome. How does that work? Okay, well that's going directly on my... Ah, I see. Force field. So now, unless I find the Peace with the Gods perk, every holy mountain is gonna have one of those guys in it. Until I've killed 3 of them, at which point they will have a much worse threat, which is just a bigger version of him, basically. Which is immune to the statue trick. And if he sees you, he's immune to tablet telekinesis. Once he sees you, he gets an antimatter field around him, basically. Okay. I could see some uses for that with this. Maybe some... Ooh, you know what? That's actually some... If I find a wand with some decent mana and... want to just build a trigger one? Yeah, I could do that. Oh, hello. Dumbasses. I can unfortunately confirm that was peak comedy. What do we got on this one? Ooh. No, other than that, reduce recharge time. That one's not really doing anything for me. Damn it. Oh. Ooh. Not really. Yeah, just don't even worry about it actually. Owned. Also might make a lightsaber wand if I can make it happen. This Lumi drill is not ready for mining work. Ooh, hello there. Let's go ahead and handle that before it becomes an issue. If I find the right spells and such, this luminous drill wand will be turned into effectively a lightsaber. See, I knew he was going to go for it. It occurs to me I have teleport and have not put it upon a wand. Ooh, it also occurs to me I'm at 20 health and about to flee the scene of the crime. Here's a sneak peek. But you see it murders the mana. We're casting it several times per second. Oh, but would... Oh. Wasn't there a reduced recharge damage? Okay, but if I do find another reduced recharge, it's strictly better. And I feel like I remember a wand with a reduced recharge on it somewhere. Now, one of these wands that I have has so much mana that I think we have a lightsaber now. If the charge is high enough. Charge speed is 500. So, here's the thing. If those weren't Lumi Drill with timer, it'd be a little better, but... Of note is the fact that this can dig through just about anything in the game, and I can just kind of wallbang enemies now. It does create seams, which enemies could then attack me through or use to get at me or what have you. But as a counterpoint, I can just fall behind another wall. In fact, it can also destroy gold nuggets, but it'll usually one-shot explosives because it just deletes pixels, like those that make up the explosive. Makes it actually kind of dangerous to use against him, just because if you're not careful, you'll blow up the TNT that's right in front of your face that he just threw at you. Oh, you know what? I could... If I'm doing this, I guess I should go to the gold biome, huh? A lot of triplicate bolt, short telly. Spark bolt with trigger is goated. Still don't have a teleport. Damn, Steve. Oh. That juggle was really uncalled for. Holy shit. It occurs to me that I should buy... not this one. I now have a small teleport bolt. Now, do we have anything else here worth buying? I mean, that just because spark bolt triggers. And in fact, let's go ahead and... oh, but you charge abysmally slow. Yeah, we already knew that, guys. Ooh. I have those in the wrong slots. Oh my god, I want it. But I don't need that many small tellies. No. Oh, hello, beautiful. Ooh. Alright, now with this. Combo one just got a lot deadlier. To enemies and myself, in fairness. Hey, buddy. Oh, shoot. I did actually forget for a second about that. And you know what? What's my max health right now? Now, a lot can go wrong. But I said this was the risky attempt. Ooh. I just realized I've never dug into this. I wonder what happens, if anything. That jump scared me. Have any way to make that go off faster. I can make the mana cost less, though, by taking one of the death crosses out. Now, sometimes there are some enemies here from later biomes, and you just gotta be careful walking through the desert. Oh, see, I actually have one of the spells and setups, in fact, that I would like to use to kill that boss. And if all goes well with this next step, perhaps I will. I mean, even the starter wand here is a good enough teleport wand to fly forever. Alright, we'll get this back later. What matters at the moment is that we get some worm blood. This is not making a ton of worm blood for us. I would really like for him to show back up. I'm only doing this way because I don't currently have a better way to get large amounts of worm blood. I could go pick up the Silma, but that would involve sacrificing an item slot. I guess it wouldn't have to be for long. Look at me. I am the worm now. Alright, this should have me somewhere in the collapsed mines. And in this one instance, I would much rather not dig far enough and be in the collapsed mines, which I do believe is what's happened, than dig too far and wind up past the tree in the abandoned laboratory. Well, damn. Unfortunately, I found out where our worm died. Oh, that actually did generate a fair amount of blood. Toxic sludge, oil, blood, and worm blood all in one little area. Oh, and fire. There we go. Now this place already being full of water is going to complicate my draining plans for the cave here. The only reason I'm able to do this without draining it first is because I have a method of teleportation, and oh my goodness, I lived with 1 HP. Ooh, hello. Yeah, there's a fun one for you. You can use oil to put fire out if you get under fully submerged quick enough. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nope. Nope. Okay, but now that I managed to get some healing out of that, even if things did get a little hairy. Well, you know what? I could do some of the temple shenanigans. Oh wait, I remember why I was coming over here. This is going to be very risky. But we might get some really handy spells out of this guy. Especially if this goes as well as I'm hoping it does. Okay, well that guy just simply must die before we do anything here, actually. Go ahead and destroy that trap before it hits me. Okay, Heart Mage. Could be useful, but not right now. Oh, he's immune to explosions. Luckily, he is not immune to being shoved by explosions. Whew. Well, I found him at least. Now this wand should be pretty decent against this boss. Oh my god, he's so fast. Now I can't remember if he has a limit on his supply of these guys. What am I doing? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's neat. Now you're only supposed to be able to damage this boss while he's open. Ah. I was gonna say, but Plasma gets around that. But this being on a trigger means that only happens if the Plasma can go off. Or if the Spark Bolt goes off. Which unfortunately only happens when he's open. I have heard tell that Lumi drill is so that was a lie. Having greed is making. Oh, that's right. I was actually coming over here to do the gold biome. Okay, he turned off his moderator field. Oh. Fuck you, buddy. That would have 100% killed me instantly. Thank you, tablet telekinesis. If you could stop spawning minions, bro. Like, as much as I appreciate a good gold farm, and believe me, I do. I've been in this boss fight for a really long time, fella. Oh, and he's gotten inside the wall. Because why wouldn't he have? Yes. Okay, now open up again. But without doing the giant explosive. Ah, and of course you've summoned minions again. There we go. Boss is dead. And I even got the exact spell I wanted. But a decent wand, aside from the awful mana charge speed. Don't want any of the random things, but Nala. do have to be very careful, what with the 1 HP and all. But believe it or not, this lava lake holds some secrets, as does something else nearby. And in fact, both of them will give us an orb. I have to be careful because I'm about to drop a lot of lava straight into the snowy depths. The orb I'm about to pick up, when you pick it up for the first time, is actually how you unlock, I want to say Giga Nuke? Now, if I don't hit the lava lake soon, we just assume I went too far down. So about 2 teleports to the left so far. See? I just need to go a bit further. And I need to... Oh, it's good to know on the way. Because that could have had me get stuck. And unable to teleport out. Oh, that was close. Well, and it's about to get a lot closer. You can also drain this lake with the Paha Silma because it even evaporates lava. But that takes genuinely like 45 minutes. I have done it many times. But if you have some method of infinite digging, or even just a lot of black holes, I think you could probably do it in 4 or 5. The easiest way is to just tap the bottom of the lava lake and then be very careful about this lava when you go back down. Let me get above that when I'm trying to cut. And that's why it's important to keep track of where the bottleneck is. Damn it. Alright, let's try a quick nightmare just to finish off the sesh. Okay. Well, those are terrible perks. Matter Eater's handy. Huff. Oh, sorry, Angela, didn't see that.